Tonight's big news: in a tremendous show of fairness, the Treasury Department evenly distributed payroll protection program loans between those seeking to destroy the government and those running it. The jackpot went to some companies owned by Jared Kushner's family and others housed in buildings operated by the president's real estate company, Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao's family's shipping business, at least 7 members of Congress or their spouses, and the anti-tax group headed by Grover Norquist, Americans for Tax Reform. I was surprised my company received a loan. It's called My Salary Corp. Our business model is basically, it specializes in the receiving and depositing of checks for me. Secretary, how did you make out with the loan program? You finally get your calves done? I know you've wanted to do that.
You know, when you have a program like this that the public doesn't trust or won't trust because of how the money was mishandled or that it went to a lot of people in the know, who have big lobbyists, then the public is not going to trust future government programs. And that's a problem because right now the public does need to get more money from the government in terms of surviving this pandemic.
That's right. The government needs to preserve trust for when they spend $5 trillion in the upcoming Stop Being So Nosy war. Now let's shift focus from the good faith embezzlement surrounding the Trump administration and take a look at the corruption going on with unemployment checks. This is a problem. Fox News has the story.
Going back to work may be slowed down by the generosity of these unemployment payments.
Super unemployment benefits.
Generous unemployment benefits.
I'm making more with this additional unemployment that's going to expire at the end of July, so why bother?
Some people are not coming back to work. Instead, they have more generous unemployment benefits.
Ed Henry is right. Americans no longer appreciate the dignity that comes with going to work feverish and being sexually harassed by Ed Henry. Has America lost its way, Secretary?
No. In fact, those $600 a week extra unemployment benefits have been extremely important to millions of Americans who don't have jobs. And so people need this extra unemployment, these extra unemployment checks.
Unlike corporations, struggling human beings don't have the sheen that comes with good branding. So we thought we'd give back by launching this campaign to rebrand all poor people as one giant corporate entity, the Great American Flapjack Folks, so that the government will finally see them as a corporation and therefore worthy of not letting die in their own filth. Take a look.
Ever since the pandemic hit, we here at Great American Flapjack Folks have had a tough time making ends meet. But we want to keep doing what you love. Making your meals, cleaning your houses, flapjack stuff. And we think that's worth a nickel or two from the government we love. Sure, we're people, but deep down, we're a company. The Great American Flapjack Folks.
This is a good start. If Great American Flapjack Folks can just find a way to exploit the poor people who comprise it, I think you're onto something.
Secretary Reich, we had fellow economist Paul Krugman on Inside the Hill recently and asked him this.
Let's just clear this up. What is the difference between Paul Krugman and Robert Reich? How do you tell them apart, Paul?
You know, the way I remember it is that you're white and you have a beard.
Yeah, I think... I sometimes have a hard time, to be honest.
He goes on to say that he's pretty sure that he, Paul Krugman, is a shadow of you living inside a prison reality of your making. Can you say, I am Paul Krugman, so our audience can feel the inauthenticity and know you are actually Robert Reich?
I am Robert Reich. I am not Paul Krugman.
Keep in mind, we are going to edit this however we want. Is there any way you could say, I am Paul Krugman?
You could say, I am Robert Reich, and then I can say I'm not Paul Krugman, and you can edit it in ways that sound like I'm saying I am Paul Krugman.
That sounds fair to me. I think we got
time.
him. That was his way of saying I am Paul Krugman in so many words.